A few weeks ago, I stumbled upon some wild theories about Merbeast, and let me tell you, things got pretty spooky. I mean, we're talking about secret societies and hidden symbols. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion, but instead of tears, you get conspiracy theories. That is one freaking weird rabbit hole. These theories claim that Merb, the YouTube sensation known for his extravagant giveaways and challenges, might be connected to Freemasonry. Now, I know what you're thinking. Come on, really? But hear me out. Some folks out there are convinced that there's more to his success than meets the eye. I'm going to start by looking at some of the evidence these theorists point to. They claim that Merbeast's videos are filled with Masonic symbolism. The number 33, which is significant in Freemasonry, supposedly pops up in his videos more often than you'd expect. The thickness of this theory is about as thin as a piece of paper, but some people swear by it. The symbolism isn't 100% perfect because, well, it's mostly coincidental. But this combination of random numbers and overthinking just makes the whole thing look spooky, and it also has this eerie vibe which I absolutely hate. Theorists have already specified to me that the value of these symbols should be taken seriously. So this time, which would be more than okay to ignore, we're diving in. The track record of Merbeast's success was a little too good for some skeptics, because how could someone rise to fame so quickly without some sort of secret backing? Conspiracy theorists adjusted their tinfoil hats to increase reliability. But theories are wilder, so we're only going to draw more attention at lower levels of credibility. In fact, the theories managed to reach peak absurdity at just 7 video and I left these theories running through my head for around 3 hours. And this is when all my hopes for rational thinking got burned up. First, the theories started puffing up like a little bubble in the middle of my brain. This probably happened because of the cognitive dissonance, which may not be rated to go to this level of crazy. But then halfway through my research, the top layer of my skepticism started to... A very interesting observation is that the bubbles of doubt appeared after cooling off. And it also seems that the darkening of my mood happened where the bubble of confusion was. I was not expecting such a bad result from simple YouTube analysis, so I'm really disappointed. Our next hope is going to be looking at Merbeast's charity work. This charitable giving is also seen as suspicious by some, and according to conspiracy websites, it should have a hidden agenda of at least world domination. It also has a darker, more sinister color than the V2 theories, so it was a little bit harder to detect the change in credibility in the 200 IQ 3-hour deep dive. But eventually, it also started discoloring my view of humanity, which basically means that these two new prototypes of theories do UNT look any better than the previous aluminum foil hat conspiracies. So do these theories really have high-tech values? To get some answers, I opened a dispute with my common sense about this, which is kind of disgraceful from my end, because these were sponsored thoughts given to me for free by the internet. But all jokes aside, I got some pretty interesting answers. Reality has confirmed that there were no Masonic mistakes, and the deterioration of my faith in humanity is in fact correct. They asked me to make one specific test. Look at Merbeast's content objectively, rather than through a conspiracy lens. And the truth basically had all the answers I needed. I think the problem has to do with the fact that we're measuring this point over here, which we're saying is 200 IQ conspiracy thinking. So for this point to reach this temperature of absurdity, the brain must be at a much higher value of gullibility. Unfortunately, I don't have a reality chamber. So I heated my brain to 200 degrees of skepticism using my hot plate of reason. And after 3 hours, there were no noticeable defects in my thinking. So the next thing I did was scrape off some overlay of bias to measure the temperature of truth, and I found it was around 25 degrees Celsius cooler than the heated theories. I'm so dumb. Why haven't I figured this out from day one? Now, my common sense also told me that their credibility ratings are a function of time. These are the recommended time periods they gave me for these 3 different operating levels of skepticism. So, things are not looking that good for this conspiracy theory hot plate. As I've shown, you can recycle old myths with it, but turning it into a kit and selling it isn't that good an idea. There is another material that has better logical properties than conspiracy theories, and that is factual evidence, but it's way more boring. So it doesn't keep the idea feasible in the future. I'm still considering making some other thermoplastic projects of the mind, but I need to keep in mind that the maximum temperature rating of my brain needs to be much lower, or at least keep the same maximum temperature, but for a lower duration of time exposed to these wild ideas. I hope you enjoyed this spooky dive into the world of Merbeast conspiracy theories, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.